I'm gonna show y'all my granola recipe that I make for Dave every couple of weeks. I nibble on this, but I don't usually eat it myself. But if y'all have husbands or family members who love granola, this is a very clean, very healthy recipe. Although it is pretty high in carbs, which is fine. Some people just don't do very well with oats. I am one of those people. God willing, I will be able to add oatmeal back in at some point. Anyway, so you start with 6 cups of oats. This is a double recipe. This means I have to make it less often. So there's 3, 4, 5, and 6. I like these gluten-free sprouted oats. I get this at Costco. So it's the 1 Degree organic brand. I really like this brand. And this is often on sale. So this past week it was on sale at Costco. I think it was like $7 per bag, which is a fine price for this many oats. And usually when they're on sale, I'll buy 2 or 3, and then that holds me over until the next time they're on sale. They're just very regularly on sale. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is add some ground cinnamon. I like to say that I put a Holy Spirit amount in here. He really likes cinnamon, and it does good things for your blood sugar. So I just put in a lot. It's, I don't know, 1/4 a cup, maybe even more than that. I've literally never measured it. I just eyeball it. Next, we are gonna put in 1.5 teaspoons of salt. This is just pink Himalayan salt. We like mineral salt around here. What else am I gonna do? Okay, you are gonna put 2 cups, there's my oven ready. So you're gonna put 2 cups of whatever kind of nuts or seeds that you want. We particularly like these organic sprouted pumpkin seeds. Again, Costco. This was on sale this week. I think it was also $7, which is a good price for this. This just has 2 ingredients, sea salt and pumpkin seeds. So super duper clean. Pumpkin seeds are great for hormonal health. They also taste good. I put them in a lot of salads and stuff. And then the other kind of nut that we like is pecans. I have put walnuts in before. I've done pistachios. I usually, if we're out, these are the 2 I most normally do, but if we're out, then I'll just put in more of whatever else. And so then I just take these. You could chop them up with a knife. To me, that makes more dishes for me to do. And I don't love dishes, even though I don't know if y'all saw my reel the other day, but my faucet has been fixed on my sink. And so now the water actually comes out with great water pressure. And so washing dishes is more fun than it used to be, but it's still not fun for me. So it's just easier for me to break these all up. So I'll just stand here and do that. We, at our house, buy organic pecans. Again, Costco, this is the Kirkland brand. And the reason that we do that is because when Annie has ever had non-organic pecans, her tongue starts itching. And in my little former elementary school teacher mind, I'm like, that's like the start of an allergy. But if we buy organic, her tongue doesn't itch. So I think she must be having a reaction to the pesticides that they use on the non-organic variety. So again, I usually wait till these are on sale to buy those. This is a bag we've had for a little while. But we all like pecans in this house, so we kind of go through them quickly. This is something that I'll have for a snack. I will do like 1/4 a cup of pecans with a date or 2. It's really tasty. And sometimes if I've got space in my macros, I will add in a few sugar-free chocolate chips. On chocolate chips, nothing to do with this recipe, but I have found that the dark chocolate chips that are the 365 brand from Whole Foods, that those are sweetened with stevia and erythritol, I think. So that works nicely for my blood sugar, and I like dark chocolate better than any other kind of chocolate, and so that just ticks all my boxes for me. but that is a nice snack. And if you take the time to melt the chocolate chips a little bit and then stick the pecan to the date with chocolate, like 2 or 3 chocolate chips, so good. All right, I'm almost done with this. It probably honestly would take me the same amount of time if I like got out a knife and chopped them up, as it is for me to just break them all up this way, but that's okay. I don't care. I'm doing me and you do you. Annie is in a class in our homeschool co-op, and they are reading through all the Chronicles of Narnia. So if you can hear her reading in the other room, she is reading The Silver Chair. They're at the very end. And I have liked this book better this go around than I did the last time that I read it. Next, though, is Coming a Horse and His Boy. I'm not looking forward to that. That is my least favorite of all the books. Okay, so there's all of that. These are my dry ingredients. Let me grab my spatula. I used it this morning to make eggs. So I'm just going to mix all this up. I find this is better. Like this cinnamon gets more evenly distributed if I mix it up like this. And then add my liquid ingredients. And to do that, I need to get my measuring cup out of my cabinet. So, for the liquid in here, we are going to use 1 cup of oil. This is Chosen brand avocado oil. Super clean. We love this. This is just what we use, and if any recipe ever calls for vegetable oil, we use this. Avocado oil is not, well, I guess it is technically a seed oil, but it's a clean seed oil. They don't use nefarious processes to extract it from the avocado seed. And then we are gonna measure this out. As you can see, this will be the end of this honey container, but we're gonna put about 3/4 of a cup of honey in here. So we'll let this finish out slowly but surely. I'm probably just gonna add the rest of that to this next container because I don't wanna wait for that. And I don't think y'all do either. Okay, so here we go. Full container. And again, you can, I think my original recipe called for a cup of each of oil and honey, and I just thought, well, we don't need those extra carbs in there necessarily, and it doesn't seem to need it. Like, it sticks together just fine. So then you pour this in there. The honey usually sinks to the bottom, but if you put the oil in first, it's not super sticky. So get all that, and then just mix it up. It takes a little while to come together, but it does do it pretty quick. Again, this is a double recipe, so this is just a time-saving measure for me. It probably lasts us about 2 weeks, maybe a little longer, depends on how much I nibble on it. It is very tasty. Like, it just ticks all the boxes. We both love cinnamon, and we both love all the nuts in here, and really the oats are good, but it's a very satisfying, that little touch of salty from the added salt. And then I think the honey can quite often kind of make things clump together, so I just like to make sure it's all mixed up and coated well. Okay, I think we're just about there. And then I have a gigantic pan that I inherited from my grandmother. She is not dead. She's still very much with us, but I don't know why she was getting rid of this pan, but I raised my hand first that I wanted it out of all the cousins. So we use this pan a lot. It's my favorite roasting pan. It's just an aluminum pan. Nothing sticks to it. But it's not non-stick. It's just been used 100 years. So it's gotten very well seasoned. All right, so I get all that out and spread it out flat. And the reason that I like this pan so much is that because it's so wide, you don't see how wide that is. It's probably 18 inches or maybe 20 inches long. It just lets the granola get into a thin layer, which is what you want. That's how it gets crispy. It's kind of warped over the years. She does not even know how long she's had this pan. She used to make Texas sheet cake in it. I have never made a Texas sheet cake with it, but it gets used for granola. We roast vegetables in it. This makes the best roasted veggies. I do any sheet pan meals in this. It just crisps anything right up so nicely. All right, and that is it. I'm gonna pop it in the oven. Now, all granola, if you don't know, has to cook low and slow so that it doesn't burn. So good. So I cook this on 315 for 20 minutes. I take it out and I'll stir it around, pat it back down, and then cook it for another 15 to 20 minutes, kind of depending on, and I keep an eye on it. If I put it in for 20 minutes, I keep an eye on it those last 5 minutes, just to make sure it's not getting too dark. You leave it to sit until it's totally cool. It will be hard, and then you just break it up into pieces. Actually I can show y'all. So this is our granola container. So it gets pretty hard when it's done. Let's see if I can break that. Yeah, so so good. So we just break it up, store it in here, sits nicely for a long while, obviously doesn't mold or anything. And then after Dave finishes this, we'll wash it and use it again. Okay, thanks y'all. Hope that was helpful.